Assalamu alaikum. This is Dr. Rahman Ali, and today we are going to discuss select statement and MySQL and its different classes from, where, group by, having, and order by. Select query retrieves data from the table, and it is used in combination with the from that tells from which table you are going to retrieve the data. And if you are going to specify some filtering criteria, then we use where clause where certain condition is met. And then if we want to group the data into different categories or groups, then we use group by class, and the group by class summarizes the columns. And if we want to further filter the groups, then we can use the having clause. And if we want to sort the data in ascending or descending order, then we use the order by class. Its format is first select is used, then from, then where, group by, having, and order by. It's not necessary that for that this should be the exact pattern, but this is the general syntax that these classes are used. Let's start with a simple example. This is a table employee having 5 employees data, and we are going to start with the select statement, select and from. So how we could do that? We will use select asterisk from the employee. When we use the asterisk, this is called wildcard character, and this wildcard character retrieves all the columns from this table, the full data. No where condition is mentioned, so the full data will be displayed. And when I will execute select asterisk from the employee, you can see that this whole table data is retrieved over here. Now to demonstrate it, let's open MySQL Workbench SQL editor, and first I will create a database and will create this table, and then will apply each query. So let's I have created the script, and I will create a database, my select. For example, this is I am creating a database for this practice session, and then I'm going to use it. Let me execute this statement, and this database is created. And now let me make it this active, so you can see that this database is created. And now I'm going to create this employee table with the columns mentioned, and when I execute it, yes, this table is created. Now after the table is created, I'm going to insert these values, and for using insert command, I'm inserting, so all these values are inserted. You can see from the bottom, from the output. And when I want to save it permanently, I'm using the commit statement, and now I can see that this data is added. So when I will execute this query, select asterisk from employee here, then it will retrieve me the whole data from this table. Now you can see this is the first query. Now let's move, and if I want to retrieve the data from this table for a particular column based on distinct criteria. For example, department has IT and HR, two departments, and I want to retrieve the distinct department. Then with the select statement, I can use distinct keyword. So distinct keyword is used with the select statement, and which will retrieve us the distinct department, not the repeated one. And now we can see that we have only two departments, the IT and the HR, and that is retrieved. So this is how select statement work. If we want to select a few columns, not the whole table, then we will not be using the asterisks, but we will be using the column names separated by comma. And here you can see that I am selecting retrieve me name. So but in my table the name is emp underscore name, emp under sorry, name, yeah, name. In my table, let me check it, yeah, emp underscore name and salary. Only these two columns are needed to be retrieved, so I am executing it, and not the whole table, but only these selected columns along with its full data will be retrieved. Select statement retrieves all the rows, and for columns we need to for the column we need to identify which column we need to retrieve. And if we want to select a few rows, not all the rows, then we need to combine select from with a where clause. And this where clause is actually the condition that restrict the retrieval of the data. For example, here I am interested in all the columns from the employee, but fulfilling the criteria where salary is greater than 6,000, so it will retrieve me only those record where the salary is above the 6,000. And you can see that here in this table, one is 7,000 and one is 6,000, because my condition is greater or equal to, so only two records are used. So where clause is used to restrict the number of rows based on certain criteria. And after that, if we want to group the selected rows, then we can use group by class. But group by class always work, it summarizes the rows. So for summarization we need to use summarization function, and summarization function are also called aggregate function. The few example is average, minimum, maximum. These kind of functions are sum. These are called aggregate functions. So whenever we will be using group by class, we need to use summarization function. So here in this case, I am going to select the department, comma, average salary from the employee table for those employee where salary is greater than 4,000, and I'm grouping them based on the department, because we have two categories of the department. So categorization means grouping is based on the department, and within each group I am going to retrieve the average salary as well. So this is how I could apply. I'm asking to retrieve the department and average salary from the employee table where salary is greater than that, and group all the retrieved rows based on the department. So when I will execute it, you can see that two departments are here in this table. One is I2 record from the IT and 2 from the HR, and the salaries for those have been averaged, but the condition is that average only those where salary is greater than this one, 4,000, greater or equal to 4,000. So this is how group by class work. And sometime we need here in this query case, we calculated average salary and the column is represented as average salary, just like the function. But if I want to give a proper name to this column, to the average salary, then I use the column alias. So what is column alias? It is a new name given to calculated column. This average salary is my calculated column, and I want to display its column name is department average salary. So what I will be using, just after this calculated column name, I will be using as new name for this column, and the rest of the query is same. So when I will execute it now, you will see that the column name is not AVG salary, but it is department average salary, a meaningful column name. This is called column aliases that could be used with the select statement. And next is having class. So when you group the data into the different groups, then you want to apply further filtration process, then you used having class. So having is used after the group by class. Here what I do, I calculated the average salary for each department group by department, and I am again applying that filter further, that the average salary should be greater than 5,000. So when we applied the group by, and group by, it retrieved us two values. Here you can see that IT department HR, but I am filtering it further, that only display me only those where the average salary is greater than 5,000. So I will be applying that further filtering based on this having class. And in the having, I am applying that filtration criteria. The criteria is that the average salary which is calculated here, that should be greater than 5,000. So when I will execute it, you can see that only the IT department is retrieved. So this is how having class work with the select statement. And the last one is the order by. The order by is used for sorting the retrieved rows. This could be either ascending order or it could be descending order. For ascending A is C, and for the descending DESC keywords are used. So what I retrieved here in this query, that I sorted in group by department, and then I am asking them that do that the same, but order by average salary in ascending order. So when I will execute it, you can see that that is an ascending order. First the lowest average value is coming, and then the next one is the greater. And if I want to change it to DESC descending, now the order will be reversed. So yes, now 6,000, the greater value come first, followed by the smaller value. This is how different classes of the select statement are used, and they are working. I hope it would be now clear to you. And in the next tutorial, we will be discussing that how arithmetic operator could be used with the select statement, and how the precedence rule could be applied. So hopefully you would have enjoyed this, and would be waiting for this understanding of the arithmetic operator in MySQL with select query. Thank you. See you.